Hello, Class 12. Today, we are diving into Adrienne Rich's powerful poem, Aunt Jennifer's Tigers. As we explore her trembling hands and magnificent art, let's confront the heavy reality of the patriarchal system and understand how Aunt Jennifer navigated a life of subjugation. Join me as we uncover the true meaning of freedom captured in her tapestry. Here is the stanza from Aunt Jennifer's Tigers, rewritten with word meanings, followed by a simple, comprehensive explanation tailored for your Class 12 board exams. The stanza and word meanings. Aunt Jennifer's tigers prance, to move with high, springy steps, across a screen, bright topaz, a yellow, orange precious stone, denizens, inhabitants, citizens, of a world of green. They do not fear the men beneath the tree. They pace in sleek, smooth and glossy, chivalric, honorable, brave, like a knight, gentleman, certainty. Simple English explanation of the poem stanza. Introduction to Aunt Jennifer and her art. The poem begins by introducing Aunt Jennifer, who is busy doing embroidery, needlework, on a piece of fabric, which the poet refers to as a screen, possibly a wall hanging or tablecloth. The design she has created features vibrant, magnificent tigers. Describing the tiger's appearance and home. Movement. The tigers are shown actively prancing or leaping across the fabric, displaying powerful and energetic movement. Color and setting. The poet uses the metaphor, bright topaz denizens, to describe them. This means, they are bright yellow, like the precious stone topaz. They are the proud citizens, denizens, of the background, which is a lush green world, the jungle. Highlighting the contrast, fear versus fearlessness, fearless nature, the tigers are described as being absolutely fearless. They are not intimidated by the presence of any men who might be standing nearby, showing complete dominance and confidence. Proud certainty. They move with effortless grace and sleek power. Their movement is characterized by chivalric certainty, meaning they are noble, brave, and utterly sure of their path, just like a proud knight. The hidden contrast, Aunt versus tigers. Crucially, the poet uses the image of the tigers to establish a contrast with Aunt Jennifer herself. The tigers are bold, free, and unafraid, embodying confidence and power. This contrasts sharply with Aunt Jennifer, who, as the later parts of the poem imply, is fearful, oppressed, and constrained in her real life, especially by her husband. The embroidered tigers represent the freedom and spirit that Aunt Jennifer longs for but cannot possess. Literary devices used in the stanza. Rhyme scheme, AABB, screen, green, tree, certainty. Metaphor. Bright topaz denizens, tigers are directly compared to the precious yellow stone to emphasize their brilliant color. Anaphora. The repetition of the word, they, at the start of two consecutive lines, they do not fear, they pace in, emphasizes the tiger's consistent, powerful characteristics. Imagery. Vivid sensory details like bright topaz, world of green, and chivalric certainty create a strong mental picture of the magnificent, fearless creatures. Aunt Jennifer's fingers fluttering, trembling or shaking weakly, nervously, through her wool. Find even the ivory needle hard to pull. The massive weight of uncle's wedding band, wedding ring, sits heavily upon Aunt Jennifer's hand. Simple English explanation of the poem stanza. Aunt Jennifer's physical and emotional weakness. Trembling fingers. The poet now focuses on Aunt Jennifer herself, in sharp contrast to her brave tigers. Her fingers are fluttering or trembling as she works with the wool. This trembling suggests she is either physically exhausted from a lifetime of relentless work and obligation, or she is emotionally nervous and fearful of her husband, uncle. Difficulty in work. Her weakness is so pronounced that she finds it difficult to even pull the light, delicate ivory needle through the fabric. This indicates her extreme weariness and lack of physical and mental strength. The burden of the wedding ring. Symbolic weight. The poet then turns attention to the wedding ring, calling it the massive weight of uncle's wedding band. This is the most crucial image in the stanza. The ring is small, but its weight is described as massive. This is not a physical weight but a symbolic burden, hyperbole, of her unhappy marriage. Husband's dominance. The use of uncle's wedding band, instead of Aunt Jennifer's, suggests that she has become his property, and the ring represents his dominating power over her. Oppression. The ring sits heavily on her hand, symbolizing the emotional and physical oppression, demanding duties, and lifelong torture she has faced as a married woman under her husband's control. The marriage, which should have been a bond of love, has trapped her and worn her out. Literary devices used in the stanza. Rhyme scheme, AABB, wool, pull, band, hand. Alliteration. Repetition of the F sound in fingers fluttering emphasizes her nervousness and weak movement. Hyperbole, symbolism. The massive weight of uncle's wedding band is an exaggeration, hyperbole, used to symbolize the overwhelming burden of her patriarchal marriage. Here is the third and final stanza from Aunt Jennifer's Tigers, rewritten with word meanings, followed by a simple, comprehensive explanation tailored for your Class 12 board exams. The stanza and word meanings. When Aunt is dead, her terrified, frightened, scared hands will lie. Still ringed, encircled, wearing a ring, with ordeals, severe trials, painful or horrific experiences, she was mastered, controlled, dominated by the tigers in the panel, a piece of cloth for decoration that she made. Will go on prancing, proud and unafraid, without fear. Simple English explanation of the poem stanza. Death and the unfinished ordeal. Rest from fear. The poet looks into the future, speculating that only Aunt Jennifer's death will bring an end to her lifelong suffering. Her hands, which trembled, terrified, in fear while she was alive, will finally lie still. Permanent shackles, irony. This is the ultimate irony and tragedy. Even after death, her hands will still be ringed with ordeals she was mastered by. The ring, the wedding band, will remain on her hand, symbolizing that the painful experiences, ordeals, she faced in her marriage and the dominance, mastered by, of her husband will never truly leave her. The patriarchal control extends even beyond the grave. The legacy of the tigers. Aunt's desire lives on. The poet contrasts Aunt Jennifer's personal tragic end with her artistic creation. The tigers embroidered on the panel of cloth will go on prancing, proud and unafraid. Symbol of freedom. The tigers continue to embody the qualities, strength, fearlessness, and freedom that Aunt Jennifer desperately longed for but could never achieve in her own life. Her inner desire for an unrestrained life is immortalized and permanently captured in her art. Literary devices used in the stanza. Rhyme scheme, AABB, lie, by, made, unafraid. Irony. Aunt Jennifer's death is supposed to free her, but the ring remains, symbolizing that she is still ringed with ordeals. Her lack of freedom is permanent. Alliteration. Repetition of the P sound in prancing, proud, highlights the lasting, powerful nature of the tigers. Symbolism. The tigers symbolize the freedom and courage Aunt Jennifer lacked, while the ring symbolizes oppression and marital obligation. Hello students. I'm absolutely thrilled to share the central idea of Adrienne Richards' powerful poem, Aunt Jennifer's Tigers, with you today. This is key to understanding its deepest meaning. Central idea, the dichotomy of constraint and artistic emancipation. Adrienne Richards' Aunt Jennifer's Tigers serves as a profound critique, formal evaluation, of the patriarchal, male-dominated, framework and the systemic subjugation, forced control and oppression, of women within the institution of marriage. The poem's central idea hinges on the stark dichotomy, contrast between two things, between the speaker's inner world of longing and the external reality of her oppressed existence. Aunt Jennifer finds herself physically and emotionally worn out, a state symbolized by her fluttering, trembling fingers struggling to pull the needle. The small wedding ring is magnified into a massive weight, representing the crushing tyranny, cruel and oppressive rule, and marital constraint, restriction, that has exhausted her throughout her life. The ring becomes the indelible, permanent, symbol of the wife's loss of autonomy and her husband's dominance. In powerful contrast, the tigers she creates are manifestations of the freedom and courage she has been repressed, held back, from expressing. These tigers, described as valiant, brave, and moving with chivalric certainty, gentlemanly confidence, embody the fearless self-expression and unbound spirit denied to their creator. The tragedy culminates in the realization that Aunt Jennifer's personal ordeals, painful experiences, will not truly end with her death. Her dead hands will still be ringed with ordeals, signifying that the patriarchal grip extends beyond mortality. However, through her art, she achieves true perpetuity, lasting forever. The proud, unafraid, without fear, tigers continue their existence on the panel, securing the immortality of the brave spirit that the woman herself could never embody while alive, making the tapestry a lasting testament to her repressed desire for emancipation, freedom. That was an intense analysis, and I hope it helped you appreciate the depth of Richard's message. Goodbye for now, and remember, if Aunt Jennifer's spirit lives on through her art, what does that tell us about the ultimate power of creative expression over real-world oppression? Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more tailored videos to help you ace your board exams. Study hard, think deeply, and I'll see you next time.